I'm going to tell you the secret to believing in yourself and why it's the most important developed skill for success in game development. The key words here: developed skill. Just like any muscle in the body, our ability to believe in ourselves is something we have to work on and strengthen over time. For most people, it's something that doesn't come easy, but the rewards are endless. Let's dive in. Game development is hard. The long nights, the doubts, the fears, the frustrations. I've been there and I understand and value just how challenging it is to follow through. There are plenty of rough times ahead, but believing in yourself is what will keep you developing for many years to come, regardless of the situation. The pain and why we struggle. The majority of the time, the pain of development comes from something most of you have experienced, called imposter syndrome. This feeling is often associated with the lie you tell yourself: I'm not good enough, no one will like my game, I don't know enough to be considered worth listening to. You might even be looking at other developers and compare your progress or product with theirs, and you might be hurt to see that they are indeed miles ahead of you in their game dev journey. You might be overwhelmed with projects, or you might be trapped on YouTube watching every how-to video on how to make it and become an overnight success. If you tell yourself or do anything along those lines, you have imposter syndrome, friend. But fear not, I'll tell you the solution in just a sec. The hope and why believing in yourself matters. There's a few things I want you to keep in mind while moving forward in your journey. Every great developer once felt like a beginner, and the odds are they started exactly where you are right now. Ground zero. It's likely that those developers spent hours upon hours learning their craft, creating games, and over time improving and becoming better developers. There probably isn't a first try mega hit wonder, and if there is, please don't count on it being your ticket to the big leagues. Work hard, make the sacrifices needed to get better, and keep making games. And by keep making games, I mean, please, release those games. It's kind of the point. Learning and growth comes from persistence. You have to make sacrifices, and honestly, there isn't enough time. I don't know how else to say this to you, and existential warning, but you have a finite amount of time every day. And if you want to go beyond making games for a hobby, which is totally fine by the way, like making games for a hobby is fine, you're going to have to cut out things and events that eat up what little valuable time you have. You have to be willing to throw your punches every day, be willing to sit your butt down, open your game engine, and do. Never done game dev before? Go follow a YouTube tutorial. Have a project you've left in the dark for too long? Go back and continue working on it. Have a game that's done? Market it and release it. Take a step every day towards the end goal. Never a 0% day. And trust me, even a little bit of progress every day is better than 0%, and you will see results in the long run. Your unique perspective. There is only one you. Ideas are a dime a dozen, good ideas happen often, and great ideas rarely. But none of it matters if it's a carbon copy of something else that's already out there for gamers to enjoy. Your creativity, while handled like a chariot and kept within bounds, will skyrocket your productivity. And you'll come to find that your project stands out when you lean into your creativity and less into being technically sound. What I mean by this is, take Vampire Survivors for example. It's a mega hit, but how many clones are there? How many people are able to follow a course on YouTube and make the exact same game as Vampire Survivors? Why do some clones make money and others don't? The answer lies in their creativity, and not how accurately they did their move mechanics, power-ups, or combat. You can get to a point where you're good enough to recreate your favorite game, but you absolutely must be creative with your project or suffer the consequences of being a clone with nothing unique to it. Lean into your creativity, please. The industry is oversaturated with, quote, no soul games, and it would be great if you changed that trend. Recap. You're stressed, you're doubting yourself, you're lost, and you need something to pull you up out of your imposter syndrome. So here's my challenge to you. Set a small, achievable goal for the next 7 days. Whether that's completing your level, making your first social media post about your game, or even if it's starting from the very beginning and opening up that game engine, set a small goal and take some time every day to accomplish it. Commit to believing in yourself even when it's hard. And I encourage you to tell me your goal in the comment section and then come back in 7 days and tell everyone what you did and how you did it. I'm sure others could learn from you and then take steps themselves to accomplish their own goals. Believe in yourself, realize your value and uniqueness, take the steps every day to make progress, lean into your creativity, and be prepared for the rough patches along the way. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you won't struggle, it means you'll keep going on despite the struggle. You've got this, believe in yourself, go make games. Ciao.